is going on?
I don't know. What's up, guys? Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical issues. Bear with us here for a minute. We're running this by ourselves today.
All right, everyone, live. We're live from the Ocean City Boardwalk here at All Campus. Between 10th and 11th Street, I'm Rob Brinkman. He's Johnny Coyle. We're brought to you by All Campus. Eagles pregame show. No Eagles pregame. No Eagles game today, obviously. It's a bye week. So, but life goes on. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to get into the state of the Eagles.
Yep.
We're going to get into the division. Can the Eagles actually win this division?
Win the division, make the playoffs?
Make the playoffs. Going down to Dallas, Rant booth, January 9th, tailgate. Details coming, 3 weeks away. And, boy, I hope that this game is –
I hope it means something.
It means something. Yeah. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, Twitch. You miss anything here on A2D Radio? Download us wherever you get your podcast. Spreaker, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, iTunes. Takeover Talk, 2022. Going to be the year of A2D. We got big stuff happening. Join the party. We're also brought to you by A2D memberships, $9.99 a month. Special shout-outs, perks, picks from the Money Pop podcast. Anything you want. It's $9.99 a month. Pay your rent. Get some picks. They're money. Sign them up. You get Willie Vegas. You get the Money Pop podcast. College basketball, bowl season, NFL. And you just roll that right in the NCAA tournament. You roll that into the UFC. Huge card last night.
Great fights last night.
Down goes Nunez.
Yes.
A minus 1,000 favorite.
Plus 650.
Plus 650 for Pena on the money line.
Big win if anyone hit it.
James Buster Douglas, upset. And
probably bigger.
I don't want to take any away from, what's her name, Juliana Pena?
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything away from Pena because she's the champ. She won. But,
right.
Nunez, she looked disinterested.
Well, UFC-wise, I mean, how far can you go? How long can you go being the best to ever do it in the female division? I mean, at some point, I guess it's got to catch up to you. You're going to break down. You're going to not prepare as well. You're not going to train as hard. It just is inevitable. That's why there's always another champ in the waiting. It just is what happens.
Yeah, and she's got the kid now with her life partner and the thing. And why do I feel like that there's going to be a rematch for that one and Nunez is going to come out.
Nunez is going to start.
Kick some tail. Get her strap back and that'll be that.
Yep.
But let's get to our poll question. And we're going to have everything covered in the NFL. We got game picks. We got crossover picks. I got some college basketball picks today. A little thin slate in the NFL. A lot of bye weeks. A lot of week 14 bye weeks. We'll have your fantasy stuff. Some guys laying in limbo.
Yep.
Game picks, full NFL preview. So we got everything. We're starting with the Eagles today, like we do. And, is this going to be a special run after the bye week? Poll question, #agree, #disagree. Are the Eagles going to make the playoffs? It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, you think?
I think
they do it. I agree. I think everything is laid out for this team to make the playoffs. Not only make the playoffs, I think they got a chance at the division, right? We're going to touch on it a little bit later today, but I do think Dallas loses today. I like Washington to win. That puts us a game out. I like the Eagles' chances with the weak division or the weak schedule that we have going forward.
Is it weak? But it's hard for me to subscribe to a weak schedule when the Eagles are obviously a flawed football team. Look, the Eagles have their chance. It's set up. The Eagles are going to have their chances to win this division and make the playoffs. So you got 2 against Washington. You got 1 against Dallas. You got 1 against the Giants.
Yeah, it's really set up perfectly. And for me, going into this, if I could come into Week 15 saying, wow, we're set up to make the playoffs, that's a huge jump from anything that I thought we would be at coming into this year.
But I agree with you. I like Washington today.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win. I know it's better for the Eagles that if Dallas wins, it's better because you're competing with Washington.
But is it? I mean, you would rather win the division, right? Instead of having to fight so many other teams for the wild card spots?
Because then you pick up the half game on Dallas.
Yeah.
if they lose, and Washington obviously would pick up a full game. Then Washington's a game back. You're 1.5 back.
You got 2 in hand with them,
You
though.
got two with Washington
Right?
and 1 with Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel as a player, as a competitor, I want to hold my destiny in my own hands, right? And the Eagles have that. If the Eagles run the table, they should win this division. And that's all you can ask for as a player is put the destiny in my own hands. Let me win or lose the division, the championship, and so forth.
But like you get to like, there's so many question marks because they're a flawed team. Like it's kind of like, we're in this thing, but like we're not championship contenders. I don't think anybody could say that. It's kind of it's kind of a fluky kind of thing that kind of a bad team in the NFC is going to make the playoffs. So why can't it be the Eagles? I think it could be, but what is Nick Sirianni doing in this bye week to prepare for this stretch run?
Well, first of all, he needs to make a decision on who's going to be under center week 15. I mean, I don't think we've heard that. There's speculation all running wild all over Philadelphia. Some people, Jaylen Hurts. Some people, Gardner Minshew. I mean, you don't know where that is. You'd love to hear someone come out and say, who's starting for us? That would put a little bit of preparation behind us and be able to move forward that way.
And I keep going back and forth on the quarterback. I really do. I said last week that it's going to be Jaylen, but should it be Jaylen? I don't know. Like, look, this whole season was predicated on figuring out if Jaylen Hurts was a franchise quarterback.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I think I figured out that he's not with 14, 16 total games between the 3 last year and the games this year.
Yep.
So I think I figured that out. That he's not.
All right. Can I get what? So going into the season, I was adamant that he is not. But going throughout the season, I'm here now saying, he's my guy. I think he is my quote unquote franchise quarterback. Yeah, I'm okay with Jaylen Hurts going forward. I just don't what is it that makes you think he's not a franchise quarterback?
Because I don't think he has the talent to stand in the pocket and make 20 to 25 throws in a football game.
Right.
To win a big football game in this league.
Okay. All right.
Nothing he's done has shown me he can do that.
I give you he doesn't have the skill set to do it. He doesn't have the arm talent. I do think he has the mental capacity. I do think that he has the physical capacity. The only thing that is the question for all Philadelphia fans is the arm talent, right? And there's ways to get around that. There's ways to counterproduct not having an arm talent with having good timing, with having quick releases. With having good patterns ran by your wide receivers, right? So there's ways to get around that I think can be built on, right? He's not going to build his arm strength, guys. That's not going to happen, right?
Not at this point.
Yeah, he's not going to add an extra 20 yards ever to his arm strength, but he can add 20 yards of getting it out earlier, putting maybe a little bit more loft and touch on the ball, or having your wide receivers working on their routes and getting cuts and getting open better. So I do think that there are ways to improve him. And everything else, all the intangibles work. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with going into a season and saying Jaylen Hurts is my guy because of this, and I can exclude the arm talent.
Now, because you can be a successful quarterback in the NFL and not have a howitzer.
Correct.
We've
seen it.
And then I guess secondary, like 1A and 1B. 1A is arm talent.
Right.
I don't think he can make 20 to 25 throws to win a big game in this league. Nothing I've seen has shown me that. Number 2, 1B would be the reading the defense. I need to see.
I think he's horrible at it.
He is horrible at it, John.
I don't think he's horrible at it. I do think not reading the defense so much as going through his progressions, right? I
that's
think
reading. That's the same thing.
but it's not. It's not. You can get to the line and read the defense and know what progression is. My one probably going to be open, then I'm going to force it to him. Is my one going to be covered? Then I need to get off and go to two. Right? That's where I think he needs a little bit of help on, is getting off of one. Instead of getting off of one and running like he does, he needs to get off of one and look at two, then look at three. Right? And stay in the pocket. That's what I think he needs help with. I don't think that has anything to do with reading the quote-unquote defense. I think he does that pretty well because we could tell he doesn't have many interceptions. Right? I don't think he's having a problem reading the defense. I think he has a problem of getting off of progression one and not running and going on to 2 and 3.
But don't you understand? He doesn't throw interceptions because he doesn't get off one.
Maybe. I just don't attribute.
If one's not there, he goes and he runs.
Right.
Which is great. He's really good at it. He's a great athlete.
Yeah, I just don't put that on as he's not reading the defense. Like, reading the defense to me is pre-snap. All right? And I think he does that well. I think he does that well enough to where he says, okay, read one is going to be open in this type of defense. I can hit him. And he does that. And he does it pretty well. If it's not there, he runs. Now I just need to say, okay, I'm reading the defense well. One's going to be covered. I need to just go off the two instead of running. And I don't think that's him just reading the defense. I just think that's what he's been taught his whole life is I'm a superior athlete. If I can run, I should run. Uh-oh, we got someone popping in?
No, we're good.
Okay.
No. Just wrong door.
Right.
Move it on. We're good. But, so like I said, I think I've seen enough. But, like, what do I have in Gardner Minshew?
I don't want to see it.
Why?
First of all, Gardner Minshew's on what? He's got 1 year left on his contract after this year, so he's under contract for next year.
Which is why it was brought here.
Correct. I hear you. I'm just not. Is Gardner Minshew? You're going to give him the ball, and then what? You're going to give him a $25 million a year contract? Like
look, you're and you talk about this with Jaylen Hurts too. Like, no, I'm not giving either of these guys big money contracts.
Well, Jaylen Hurts, you have 3 years to find this out. You have 3 years. Gardner Minshew, you need to make this decision pretty much at the end of this year, right? You don't ever want it to go to the final year of a contract.
Gardner Minshew doesn't have stroke like that. You can play him $850,000 and start him all 16 games.
And you're going to let him go to free agency then? Like, you're going to give him the start all next year, right? And then say, oh, he's our guy.
Look,
he's going to free agency.
I'm very much in favor of an open quarterback competition between Jaylen Hurts and Gardner Minshew in training camp next year. Battle it out. Competition breeds greatness, and that's where I'm going with my quarterback position.
I'm not. I can't because it puts my future in so much flux. I hate putting.
Why can't it be about now? Ever?
You just said it. You were the one that just said it. I don't care about now because we're not going to win. You literally just said it. Even if we make the playoffs, we're going to get starched in round one. So
probably, yeah, there'll be significant.
So what future are you talking about then? What now are you talking about then? Like, what's your now? 3 games?
I want the player who gives me the best chance to win football games in the game.
You don't think we have him, no matter what. You don't think we have him, no matter what. You say we're going to lose.
Either I didn't say we were going to. Like, all this losing. When did I say we were going to lose? Like, I think we're going to make the playoffs. I do. I agree to the poll. I think the Eagles are going to make the playoffs. A stinky team's going to get in the NFC.
Right.
Why not the Eagles?
Is that our final destination? Or is it Super Bowl?
You got to have perspective on your takes and your expectations. If I told you before the season the Eagles were going to get to the wild card weekend and get smoked by the Tampa Bay Bucks,
right,
what would you have told me?
No way.
Brinkman, you're crazy. You're on drugs.
Right.
Like, the Eagles stink. They're not going to make the playoffs.
100%.
And 2, if they do make the playoffs and get smoked by Tampa, who's a
superior team,
legitimate favorite now and before the season, you would be happy with that as a fan.
I would be.
That means Hurts or whoever played quarterback did well. That means Sirianni showed you that he can coach
Right.
in this league. And you have a defense that played good enough to make the playoffs.
Right.
And the whole thing means you hit on your draft pick, Javonte Smith. It means Rager, even though he hasn't, it means probably Rager stepped up and did something.
Right. But going into the year, though, what was the number one thing? Is finding out a quarterback, if Jaylen Hurts was the guy, and then knowing what we have next year, right? Knowing all the capital that we have built up going into next year, right? I am not willing to throw that away on Gardner Minshew, and you will be throwing it away on Gardner Minshew.
But you don't have to throw it. I don't understand why it's so all or nothing. If Gardner Minshew, if you go into next year and you make the decision in training camp, look, we talked about it on the Flight Zone on Monday when I joined those guys because Brad was on vacation. Should the Eagles be quarterback shopping in the offseason? 1,000% no.
No, I agree with you. No.
I want the draft to be used on defense and get a receiver, and maybe you get an offensive lineman somewhere, and I want our cap space to do the same thing.
Correct.
Look at the Patriots. Granted, the Patriots, they were able to use their draft capital, and they picked Mac Jones.
Right.
And Mac Jones looks like he's going to be a really good player. But, you have all this cap space. You sign Hunter Henry, who's coming on strong.
You get both tight ends.
You sign Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
You draft Ramondre Stevenson. Damian Harris takes over as the lead back, who you drafted late in the past.
Yeah, they run a perfect
Jalen
franchise.
Mills, Nelson Aguilar, Matt Judon, who I think has double-digit sacks coming
signing
from the Ravens.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne, who I feel like catches a touchdown every single week. You sign all these guys that step in and they play roles on your team and they're competent NFL players.
Right.
And then you go from the 15th pick in the draft to the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Correct.
Now, granted, for us to go to a 500 team to the number 1 seed in the NFC, that's going to take a Mac Jones type quarterback performance. But if you have Jaylen Hurts or Gardner Minshew, I'm going to treat them as a unit for this argument, and they play up to their capability, meaning they don't go in there and mess everything up and make a bunch of mistakes, no turnovers, make some throws. You can make the playoffs. You can contend in this league with a quarterback the caliber of Jaylen Hurts or Gardner Minshew. I truly believe that.
I agree with you.
Russell Wilson not coming here. Aaron Rodgers not coming here. I don't want Deshaun Watson, and throw the draft out.
I am all with that. I am 100% with that. But you're talking 1 year's time.
But why, if Gardner Minshew over this next month and in an open quarterback competition next year in camp, we'll say it's an open quarterback just for the sake of the argument. I don't know what it's going to be or who's even going to be here or what the Eagles are going to do.
Right.
If Gardner Minshew proves that he's the better quarterback than Jaylen Hurts, why would you not play him? Why are you so opposed to playing him?
It is very simple to me. Besides Tom Brady, name me another team in the past 20 years that have won on a non-rookie quarterback contract.
And even that's kind of fake news because Tom Brady played for like a $3 million cap hit his last couple years in New England, so he could get people around him.
So, and there's my point of why Gardner Minshew can never start for my team. All right, because I gotta pay him next year. If Gardner,
you don't.
Then you're gonna lose him.
Okay.
And then where you go?
You still have 3 years with Hurts.
Oh, you're going to go back to Jaylen Hurts.
Why? Why not? Why is that bad?
Because it's going to be the same thing that you did to Carson. It's going to be the same thing that you did to Foles. It's going to be the same thing that you did to everyone. I don't want that. You don't. That's
Jaylen
not
Hurts
sending
has had
confidence in the people.
Jaylen Hurts has had 17 games to grab this quarterback position by the horns, and he hasn't done so.
And he's taken this team to where we're sitting here saying, I can't believe how good we are. I can't believe what position we're in.
I can't believe I've never said I can't believe how good we are because we're not
the
good.
Position that we're in.
We are in a position. Yes.
He's done that. No one else. Not Gardner Minshew, not Nick Sirianni. It's been Jaylen Hurts. And I am the number one person who buried Jaylen Hurts in the beginning of the year.
He was horrible.
But the kid has shown me he can do it. He can win in this league. Whether it's by us leading the league in rushing every year, that's fine. I'll do that. I don't care. We just saw the Patriots and your Mac Jones throw 3 times
Look,
and win.
right.
Why can't we be that team? We have the offensive line for that. Why can't we be that team? And Jaylen Hurts is the perfect guy to do that. Gardner Minshew is not.
This was posted on NFL.com 5 hours ago.
Okay.
Jaylen Hurts expected to start Week 15. Gardner Minshew expected to be dangled in trade offers in the offseason.
I'm okay with that. I'm
okay with that too.
If he gets me a 3rd rounder back or a 4th rounder, okay.
And remember, you got a 6 for him.
Right.
So if you get a 5 for him,
it's an upgrade.
You're winning.
Yeah. I am perfectly okay with that. Again, Jaylen Hurts is my guy going forward for all the intangibles, yes, but mainly for the contracts, for the equity that we have built up in draft capital and in free agent signing money that we're going to have available. Jaylen Hurts needs to be the guy for that to make it happen.
Dan Shyrock, he agrees with me. Let's get to some comments here. Russell Wilson won on a rookie contract. Yeah, he did. That's why. That's our point. Right. Why he won. Patrick Mahomes won on a rookie contract.
Right.
Because then you give your quarterback $150 million.
And the team suffers.
Team suffers. Seattle Seahawks, poster child.
Yeah, and they were like, if you want to look at the Philadelphia Eagles, right? They had the perfect Seattle offense, right? Jaylen Hurts, Russell Wilson, quote unquote. All right. They had the best offensive line in the league, which we arguably are top 5 for sure. Right?
Far from the Eagles' problem.
No, right. Far from the Eagles' problem. And they had the best rushing every single year. They had the best rushing. So do we. Yeah. So if you wanted to match a team up, those Seattle teams who should have won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, well, right? that idiot Pete Carroll.
They should have won 2 Super Bowls. We match up with them perfectly.
Yeah, the only difference is, and this is where you use your draft capital and your salary, is they had the Legion of Boom.
Build up your defense. There it is. Right.
You know, and defense was so good, John, that they just said, they basically just told everyone during the week,
we're punting the ball and we're giving it to them.
Yep. We're playing cover 2.
Yep.
And you're not going to move the ball.
Yeah. But again, we have everything set up to be that way. As much as I want to bury Nick Sirianni, bury Howie Roseman, they are set up to be good. Now, whether they do it or not, I don't know. A lot of it's going to be, hey, are we done with the quarterback position finally? All right. Can we stop with the carousel? And can we move forward on really building this team to where we can be that Seattle team 6-7 years ago?
Dan Shire, he agrees with Rob. We are in the position because of the running game, not because of Hurts.
Is he not the running game?
I don't. Yeah,
I mean, he is.
I don't know. Maybe I'm. They're in this position because of everything, and that includes the NFC being weak.
The NFC East. Yeah,
I think the NFC as a whole. Because if you really break it down, I was talking to some of the guys at work about this. If you look at the NFC East, it's the second best division in the NFC.
Oh, I do feel like the NFC is very top heavy and very bottom heavy. There's not many middle teams.
But if you look at this thing, look at it logically for a second. The NFC East is the second. The West is loaded. You got Arizona, who's loaded. You got the Rams, who are good. The Niners are pretty good.
Yeah.
And Seattle stinks. But we saw last week, if Russell Wilson gets going, they could beat anybody.
Seattle can win anyone. Yeah.
With Russell Wilson, he's that good.
Right.
So you have that. That's a loaded division. Then you have the East. Dallas is going to make the playoffs.
Right.
I think Washington or Philadelphia, maybe both.
They're contenders, yeah.
Maybe they'll both get in. And it's like San Fran and 2 East teams. I know Minnesota, they got a big win on Thursday, and that was heartbreaking because if the Steelers would have stepped up
been a big win.
And actually showed up for the first half, like we could be having like a whole different like conversation.
Right,
your percentages would have gone way up. But like the South, Tampa.
Run away with it, yeah.
New Orleans stinks.
I'm big on New Orleans, but
what about New Orleans are you big on?
I don't know. I like their defense. I like their run defense. I like the way that they play
better,
defense.
Washington or New Orleans right now if they played? It's an
I,
obvious answer.
I guess Washington, but I mean I do like the way New Orleans
Okay,
can play.
but they're an okay team, and then you have just dumpster fires in Atlanta and Carolina.
Right.
So the East is better than that division, and then the North is kind of the same thing. You have the Packers, who are really good. Then you have Minnesota, who's okay, and then Detroit is dreadful, and Chicago is dreadful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so the East is the second best division in the NFC.
Right.
So it's not like last year where I think, what was it, 6 wins?
We were the worst.
We were the worst in the history of the league. It's not like that this year. They've rebounded nicely. So it wouldn't surprise me if they got 2 wild card teams. 3 teams from the East heading to the playoffs. That's 100% feasible.
It's a possibility. It's going to hurt that the Eagles and Redskins have to play each other twice. So it's going to hurt one team's percentages, but it is possible, yeah.
Because you look at the Niners, they're going to Cincinnati.
It's going to be a tough game.
That's a tough game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to depend on Joe Burrow, how his hand is.
I'm trying to – I need some insight. It's his throwing hand?
It's his throwing hand, but it's his pinky, so it's not a real gripping finger, but it's going to affect him.
I think he's a gamer.
Oh, he's going. 100% he's going.
Yeah, but
it's just
he's going to go. That's a given, but I think he's going to play well.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
And where were we? With the playoffs? I mean, look, you have it right in front of you. Washington twice, Dallas once, Giants. You're off this week, which I'm loving how this late bye fell. You look at the schedule when it comes out.
Oh, it's perfect for us.
Week 14 bye. I mean, that's late, but this is awesome because you had Kelsey sprain his knee last week.
Yep.
Hopefully you can get Howard back, who's been – I think that's like the under-the-radar thing that's happened for this team was Jordan Howard getting on the field and just running north-south, and nobody wants to tackle him. The whole Eagles mentality, I feel like the whole mentality of the coaching staff and the locker room and on the offensive side of the ball really changed when Jordan Howard started playing well. And then when you're physical on the offensive side of the ball, that excites the defense.
It excites the defense, but it got this offensive line doing what they love to do, just getting downfield and hitting people. No offensive lineman loves to pass block, right? Every offensive lineman loves to get downhill and hit. So it put us in that position to where we were able to do that with a running back that doesn't dance in the backfield and just hits holes. It really did change the outlook of this whole entire season.
And I thought Miles Sanders played really well against the Jets.
He did.
Like, that's the Miles Sanders I want to see.
Yes. He was a lot more decisive. He was a lot more quick to the holes. Granted, the holes were pretty freaking big, but he was a little bit more decisive getting there.
I'll say this to anyone who wants to listen, anyone who wants to talk to me about the schedule. It's not the Eagles' fault.
No.
It's not the Eagles' problem that the Jets stink.
Nope.
Okay? It's not the Eagles' fault that the Lions were on the schedule.
Yeah.
You play who's in front of you. All works out in the wash. I mean, look at the front part of our schedule.
Well, the front part of our schedule, but you got to also look at, okay, let's say we do make the playoffs next year, it's going to be harder.
But like looking back, the slow start and us being buried, it's explainable. It's an explainable, logical narrative. Dallas on the road, good football team.
Right.
Chiefs at home. Tampa at home.
Yeah.
The Chargers were in there. They're pretty good. Vegas is they're a little
surprising team.
They're a little schizophrenic, but
they're surprising.
They're an above average football team.
Yep.
That game's on the road. You go out and you beat Denver on the road.
San Fran's
a good team.
Yeah.
That's the one game where if the Eagles miss the playoffs,
everyone's going to look at that one.
That's the one you're kicking yourself over.
Yeah.
Because it was 17-11, I think, was the final.
Yeah.
And Hurts played awful.
It was a bad game.
And Jimmy G was scared to death. I was at that game. And you could just see the whole time the Eagles' defensive line was swarming, and Jimmy G was scared to death.
Yeah, that's the game you wish you had a Jaylen Hurts later in the year than the Jaylen Hurts in the beginning of the year. Because I think the Jaylen Hurts now wins that game. But the Jaylen Hurts back then just didn't have the capacity to win that game.
Here's Glizzy. Glizzy's checking us out on YouTube. Thanks for checking in, Glizzy. How do you feel about Nick Sirianni as a coach? Go ahead and tack that one.
I gotta feel happy. I mean, the guy has made changes, right? He's heard, he's seen the media, the fan base come after him. He handled it graciously, right? First of all, he didn't attack. He didn't say, "This is my style. This is what I'm doing." No, he adjusted. He changed his style of coaching to match his team's play style and made it work. So, do I think he's a great X's and O's coach? No, not at all. But do I think he might be a team friendly coach that can make adjustments? He's been proven that maybe that's true, and I can't bury the guy for that.
I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
Look, you want to see, and like we talked about at the top of the show, like this season was predicated, like you could go 0-16, 0-17 this season, but if you think you got your quarterback, the season was successful.
Correct.
Same thing goes with the coach. Like, does Nick Sirianni frustrate me sometimes?
Right.
Absolutely. But if you look at Atlanta, which was back in September, to the bye week,
oh man,
it's a night and day difference.
He's a completely different coach. He's a completely different coach.
He started to run the ball, and he's never even called plays before.
And you know what? Let's not even look at Nick Sirianni. Let's look at the whole coaching staff in general. I think they've all grown, including Gannon.
Yeah.
Right?
I completely agree. So I am encouraged by Nick Sirianni, the way he's adapted and the way, you're winning football games now.
Yeah.
You are. You're winning football games now. Like the game plan against the Jets was fantastic.
Was solid. Yeah.
The game plan against the Niners was solid. The game plan against New Orleans was solid.
Yeah.
Offensively and defensively, I'm talking here. So you look at this coaching staff, I would like to see what Nick Sirianni's offense would look like with one extra receiver.
Okay. I thought you were going to go a different route there.
Maybe two receivers.
Yeah.
Maybe assign one, draft one kind of thing. And like the receiver position, it's so abundant in college now. Everyone steps in and makes plays.
Everyone's good. Yeah.
So you don't even have to spend one of your 3 first-round picks on a
receiver.
receiver.
You can get a third, fourth rounder that can actually come in and really make an impact
and
on
look
this
at
team.
The bar. Because I think going into next season, like looking at the position group,
right?
I only have 2 guys that I want here next year.
Yeah, I'm with you, and it's what Rager and Smith.
No, Smith and Watkins.
Oh,
Rager can kick rocks. He stinks.
I'm not ready to get. I'm okay with him being a 4th or 5th option. I don't want him as my starter. No, I don't want Watkins as my starter either.
So let's do 3, just because you can't.
He's on the roster. He's a rookie contract.
But he's got to be your 5th guy, and then if you get something from him, great. And if not, he can just sit there on the bench. But Greg Ward, I have no time for.
No, he's done.
JJ, I think he's done. So you need 2 receivers, however you want to get them.
Whatever happened to Hightower?
He can't. I mean, look, he's on the practice squad.
Right.
He practices every day against Rager and Ward and all these guys, and the coaching staff doesn't believe enough to give him a chance.
Okay.
So that tells me, and we just said how we thought Nick Sirianni was doing well.
Right.
Getting better.
Right.
So if Nick doesn't see anything in practice to activate this guy and let him run routes, then something's going on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I had high hopes. He's a big guy that's fast. I just was hoping he could develop into something.
Yeah, so I think and that makes Hurts better too,
Oh, 100. If we could get another, I don't want a speed guy though, right? I want a big guy.
I want a 6'4", 230 guy.
Yes. Yeah. Give me a possession guy. I want a possession guy. Do I think Smith can be that possession guy too? Yeah. But I don't think Smith is ever going to be your red zone possession guy. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Right? So that's the guy I think that we've been missing on this team for a very, very long time.
Yeah, because you really since a big prototype receiver.
Alshon, right? And first year. After that,
Alshon was good.
Yeah.
T.O. was good.
But
you look at the history of this team with the receiver position, Macklin was a little undersized speed. Deshaun, we had Deshaun for years. Nelly was a first-round pick for us. Nelson Aguilar, that is. He's not that prototype. He's kind of in that 6-foot range. that now you have Javonte Smith. He's a small. I love
Right,
Javonte Smith,
right.
but he's a small guy. Quez is a small guy. So like, I don't know, but they've always been blessed with the tight
The
end.
tight ends, right, and that's what has saved us.
Because because you go from like Chad Lewis back when McNabb was first, then you go get L.J. Smith,
Right.
and then you get Ertz. Now you have Goddard. So that's a pretty good tight end lineage, and that's your guy. That's your safety valve for your quarterback. But I need, like, I watch Clemson, and like I see this guy Justin Ross.
Oh my gosh,
and he's a monster.
He's
big, strong. Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
He's on Bama. He's a little bit of a twig, but he's 6'2", and he can run really fast.
And he can jump.
And he can jump.
And he can jump.
And he can return kicks where he's one of the better kick returners in the nation. And Jalen Reagor
is not.
I don't want it. Cool. He can be on the team as a receiver, but special teams, you got to take a seat.
Oh,
kid.
please!
You got to take a seat, kid.
We were crying about it the whole entire game last week, watching him return kicks. It's horrible,
and he runs directly to the sideline.
If he catches it at all.
Like after our show, I was out with some friends, and we watched the 4:00 games, and then I went home and I watched the Chiefs and Denver because I had a rather large investment on the Chiefs.
Okay.
So I watched that whole game, and I don't remember the young man's name for the Denver Broncos kick returner. He's a little pipsqueak. He's number 10 or number 11.
Number 11, right? Yeah. I can't remember his name now.
He catches the ball, and he runs straight.
Yeah.
And he got past the 25-yard line damn near every time.
Right.
Not Ditson, not north-south, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got this about me, but I'm a big north-south, aggressive, physical.
Well, that's how you win.
Runner guy.
And so it's pretty simple. I mean, if you just take it from 10 yards, get you a first down, you get me 4 yards, 3.5 yards every carry.
But whether it's kick return, whether it's yards after the catch, like, don't catch a screen pass and ballerina dance.
And wait, just hit it. Yeah.
Hit it.
Yep.
Okay, you didn't get 50 yards, but hey, you got 5 yards.
Right, and that's all you need.
Now it's 2nd and 5.
Yep.
So I'm a big north-south physical runner guy, and Jalen Reagor just can't do it. And I believe he got benched.
He did.
Returning the kicks in the second half against, I don't remember who they put in, though.
Quez?
I don't think it was. I think it would have been Boston Scott, maybe.
Oh, maybe Boston. Yeah, I can't remember, but they did take him out. Thank goodness, and he should not be back in. That should be the end of Jalen Reagor as a punt returner for this team.
A lot of people in the chat, Jake Friel, Glizzy over on YouTube, they're saying get Mike Williams in free agency. I don't think Mike Williams is going to go anywhere.
That would be huge.
That would be huge.
That would be huge.
I don't think, he's clearly got a great relationship with Herbert out there.
Right.
So, I don't think it's...
He's been banged up a little bit, too.
He had COVID, and he's going to... They play the Giants today, and it looks like he is going to be in.
He's in? Okay, I thought he was out again.
I thought I saw that he is off the list. We'll get to some fantasy stuff in a few minutes here. It's 12:08, so the actives and inactives are out.
Okay.
Mike Williams and free, sure.
Give me that. I'm all for it.
Sure.
I don't think he's going to command a huge dollar either because of the past injury history of him. So I don't think he's going to command big money.
And, I don't know. Chris Godwin would make me nervous because he's going to get paid. And Michael Gallup makes me nervous because the last time we signed a Dallas Crumb was DeMarco Murray, and it was a complete disaster.
Yeah, so I'm not going after all that.
Keep that riffraff out my locker room.
I would rather take another 3rd or 4th rounder and then sign
Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson would be a huge signing.
Allen Robinson,
he's going to command big money.
You sure? He can't even get on the field. He can't even get on the field in Chicago. He's having a dreadful season.
Well, they got a dreadful quarterback.
Yeah, but Darnell Mooney, your boy,
he's having a great year.
He's having a great year. Yeah, he's getting open. He's catching the ball. He's running after the catch.
Allen Robinson will be the number 1 wide receiver target in free agency, though.
There was another one. Oh, well, Michael Thomas saga in New Orleans.
Well, yeah, it looks like he's going to be up and available. There's on outright free agency. Right? Are they
have
cutting
to trade
him
for him?
I think they're going to outright cut him.
That's a guy you could grab, to me.
Yeah.
Because, he's got to be chomping at the bit. Clearly, whatever happened between him and the Saints with his injury and the coaching staff, was a didn't make him happy.
Yeah, something between the front office and him is it's a Ben Simmons
I
saga.
think it's like a way deeper thing than like I don't like the kind of routes you're making me run. You know what I mean?
Right? No,
like
no.
it's a philosophical, moral,
it's a personal
life difference,
yeah.
personal stuff.
Yeah.
So whatever happens, so I think that he would be chomping at the bit to play some football. Somewhere,
I agree.
Somewhere. So that would be a guy that I would look at on the trade market. Maybe they'll cut him and you don't have to. I'd rather trade for him just so I don't get in a bidding war.
Really stupid, but what's the Davante Adams situation? I mean, if Rodgers up and going, is Adams
I don't know.
gone?
I don't recall him resigning.
No, I don't think he did. I think he's a free agent. I think him and Rodgers are pretty much hand in hand.
Why do I feel like him and Rodgers would be in cahoots?
That's what I mean. I think they're hand in hand. So
and Rodgers won't come here.
I'm saying if Rodgers retires,
okay,
he's probably leaving Green Bay, I would assume.
He's having such a good season, though. I don't see him retiring, and I almost think that like
depends on how he feels about love.
Especially if he doesn't win this year,
right?
I think he'll be chomping at the bit to go somewhere back and be like,
"Oh, okay."
Be like, I went to Denver. Just an example.
I did the Peyton Manning thing.
I went to Denver, and Denver gave me what I asked for, and now I just won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
So
yeah, I can see that.
Stick that up your keister.
Yeah.
And why do I think that Davante Adams Aaron Rodgers could be like, yo, Denver, if you want me, you got to bring him. Like,
right.
You don't get.
I mean, I'm sure that's not going to be hard to twist their arm for that one.
Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah, it'd be a Tom Brady Gronk type of thing.
It's a money thing too. So like only
right.
You got to pay Rodgers. You got to pay.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing there. Get Allen Robinson.
I'm
Bob
all for
Brinkman.
it.
That's my dad. He hates Jalen Reagor with a passion.
I don't know anyone that likes him.
But he really doesn't like him. He doesn't understand why he doesn't run straight on special teams. I can't disagree with him.
No.
Jake, he's on the Rodgers and Davante Adams going as a team.
Right.
I know
whether that's staying in Green Bay or going somewhere else. I think they do go together. My theory and my hope is Rodgers retires, Adams leaves Green Bay and becomes available for us. At least a chance for us to make an offer.
Yeah.
We'll have the money.
They will.
It's definitely a position of need.
Where do you put, like, if you looked at, like, let's fast forward a month, and the Eagles don't make the playoffs. They fall a game or two short.
Okay.
They lose to the Washington, or the Niners lost, bites you in the butt, and you don't get in.
All right.
Where do you see what are the top three? But you have 3 first-round picks. So what are the top 3 biggest needs on this football team?
With my draft picks, I'm going
whatever, however you want to
Okay.
This I need X position
for my draft picks. I'm going 2 linebackers and safety or corner. All right, and D-back. Those are my 3 first rounders right there. I'm using my all defense. And not defensive line. It's going to be back line, but your back 7. All right. The free agent capital that we have, I'm using it to just tighten up defensive line, tighten up offensive line, maybe sign 1 or 2 guys that are serviceable, no superstars, and then get me that superstar wide receiver. Go out and get an Adams, a Robinson, Mike Williams. Go out and get me one of those guys that I can count on to go partners with Devontae Smith. That's where I'm
sign
at.
That guy?
Yes. I don't want to draft. I'm not wasting another first rounder on a freaking wide receiver. Can't do it.
But doesn't it make sense economically to spend a draft pick on everybody can play?
Yeah, do it in the 4th round. Give me a 4th rounder. I don't care if you take 3 wide receivers next year. It better not be in that 1st round. That's all.
But I look at this, and receiver is just a huge need still.
I hear you. How many times can you go to that well?
As many times as I can't think like
and then
that.
we're going to be talking the same thing that we're talking this year. Oh, well, we're set up good, but we're not there because our defense isn't there, right? We have our number one. All right.
Can I sign? I don't know who the free agents are, but like, can I sign a linebacker?
I don't know. I know there's the Cunningham's available now,
But no,
he
got claimed by Tennessee.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay.
Which talk about sleep at the wheel. I mean, talk about a guy who's a tackling machine that can just step in. And start
but is he a
away.
He's not a long-term fix either. I draft two linebackers next year, please, and let's hope that they work. That's all. Let's hope one of them works. Just that's what you gotta do.
This safety position is dreadful,
and that would be the other spot that I would go with my other. Listen, if I can move up to get Hamilton, I'm all for it. That kid's gonna be. I'll trade all 3 first-rounders for him.
Yeah, I would also do it I would also make a move up for Hutchinson as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Those are the two.
Aiden Hutchinson's a monster.
Those are the two I would go get if I was able to move up.
Bryce Blackwell, edge rusher, 2 safeties, linebacker, corner. Philly T, linebacker, defensive end, wide receiver. You're going to have to get someone to play for Barnett because you're not paying Barnett.
I get that. But I feel like you can fit a average guy there and make him look good with the other pieces that we have at the D-line, right? No matter who we get there, they're probably not going to be double teamed, right? So just give me an average guy that's going to win some one-on-ones every now and then, and I'll be okay. You can't do that at linebacker. We need a solid linebacker. All right? Have to have one. You can't get a middle-of-the-road linebacker. We've seen it now year after year where we signed a free agent linebacker. We think he's going to be the greatest. He comes here, and in 3 weeks we cut him. Like, it just doesn't work. You got to go and get a guy. And we have everything in line. There's actually a lot of good linebackers coming out in the draft. Let's go get some.
Just for giggles here. Here it is, 2022.
Oh, boy.
Mock draft.
Already looking at mock drafts. Huh? I haven't even done this yet.
I look at an NFL mock draft every single week.
Do you?
Yeah, just to,
see. Okay.
Be with it,
Right.
Stay informed. And I don't like them because I watch the college games.
Right.
And I look at their mock draft, and it's
Colgate. They won their last 3 in a row.
3 in a row for Colgate. So we got Thibodeau 1.
Yeah.
Hutchinson 2.
I think those are your easy 1 and 2s.
So in this mock draft, so the Eagles have the 12th pick from Miami.
I think we got like 12, 13, right?
Devin Lloyd, linebacker out of Utah.
I'm all for it. Done.
Pac-12. Pick 13.
It's a good player.
Pick 13. They have wide receiver Jamison Williams.
I'd be okay with it. I feel like it's not that big of a need in the first round right now.
I hear you on going back to the well, but you got to go back to the well when you got guys who stink. I mean, Jalen Reagor and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, they can't run routes. They can't catch the ball. They can't do the basic things that need to be done for a wide receiver to do well.
I get it.
And then what? Then we got Kenyon Green. This is CBS Sports' latest mock draft.
Who the heck's that?
Offensive lineman, Texas A&M, 6'4", 320.
Okay.
Can never have enough of those, those guys.
I'll never bash offense or defensive line drafting that. It's always a needed position. I just want linebackers and safeties. That's all. I'm doing all 3 picks if it's me. Defensive, linebackers, secondary.
Jake Friel, I'm not going to say linebacker in the first round until it actually happens. The Eagles just don't value the position.
You're right.
You're 1,000% right.
Yeah. I don't know why, though. I mean, now passing on Micah Parsons, I don't care how good Javonte Smith turns out, that was a mistake. It was a mistake.
All right, let's get into this. So, Eagles will make the playoffs. I'm going to agree. Just because if a stinky team's going to make it,
Why not us?
Why can't it be us?
I'm agreeing.
And I've been on this train since before the Denver game.
Yes, you have been.
So,
and I laughed at you.
A lot of people did. A lot of people did. A lot of people laugh at a lot of things I say, and then they age like fine wine.
Yeah.
But you look at the perspective. You got to have perspective. You got to look at the landscape. Hey, if you win this game, you get a couple in a row, which the Eagles did.
Yeah, and it's crazy because
Vikings aren't good. The Niners aren't good. Washington's not good. Dallas always folds. Let's go.
You talk about perspective. Like I completely have changed now to the perspective of I'm thinking about the future. Like I'm all in on this Eagles team. I think we're constructed and built perfectly right now to really sustain a good team for 10 years. I do. I think we can have Donovan McNabb teams again. I really do believe that.
Last thing before we do some fantasy, some game picks, and get into some other Philly sports stuff. Can we, as a fan base, get Jordan Mailata to the Pro Bowl?
Please.
Everybody log on. I think it's on NFL.com.
He deserves it.
You go on, vote for Jordan Mailata. This guy's great.
Yes.
He's a Pro Bowler. Darius Slay, but Jordan Mailata, he's your left tackle for the next 12 years.
Yes, he is.
He's lean. He's mean. He's an Aussie fighting machine. Get this guy to the Pro Bowl, folks.
Yes.
He deserves it. Based on selecting in the teens, what the Eagles will have is, and then he throws some names out there, and we'll see how that works out. Ahmed Gardner out of Cincinnati. I love that kid.
I like that kid,
too. I wish he played in the SEC so I could take him seriously. But, I mean, since he's been good for a couple of years now, he's 6'2".
And he's been good in the big games that they played
Absolutely.
against. He's been good.
All right, let's get to some fantasy.
All right.
I had 3 fantasy football teams this year. 2 have been eliminated from playoff contention. 1 has clinched. So I'm pretty meaningless today.
Okay.
So
you have no hard decisions on your lineup?
No, because the one team that's going to be in the playoffs, I have a lineup, but I had to pick guys off waivers with so many bye weeks that I had.
Okay.
They all got. I guess that's why I was good, because all my bye weeks just get pushed down the road.
Right.
And I had a full slate of guys for the most part.
And now this week you're paying for it?
But I'm clinched.
Okay.
So we're good.
I need some confirmation from you on ins and outs if you have that up.
Let me read them. According to Bleacher Report, they do the chart, and it's easy to read. Alvin Kamara is in. Julio Jones is in. Brandon Cooks is in. Curtis Samuel is in. Landon Collins is a defensive guy, but maybe you got a decision about defense. Landon Collins, safety, Washington football team, he's going to in.
Okay.
I think Washington's a strong play defensively today. I love the under in that game.
Okay.
Tony Pollard's out. J.D. McKissick's out. Mark Ingram's out. And David Johnson remains out.
Do you have any information on T.J. Hawkinson?
I saw he was doubtful. Let me look it up real quick.
And it looks like Elijah Mitchell and Talvin Coleman are both out, which is really screwing me. Now I need to go free agency.
T.J. Hawkinson. I saw doubtful, so T.J. Hawkinson. Jump in the chat if you want to talk some fantasy. You need advice. You got a DFS play, or if you like
I'm going to put it out a question to you guys because I need to pick up a tight end now. Cole Kmet, Seal Jones, Evan Ingram. Who we going with? Those seem to be my 3 choices here.
Who was the first one?
Cole Kmet.
I'll go with him.
All right.
He's the most talented guy.
Yeah.
Fields kind of likes him. The tight end is kind of like the ultimate safety valve for a rookie guy.
Yeah.
I think that I think the Packers are going to smoke the Bears tonight. The Bears stink. The Packers are good. The Packers are off a bye. So you get in when it's 31-10 in the fourth quarter.
Maybe get a little gimme touchdown.
Gimme them. A couple catches late. Make it okay. Evan Ingram, I have no time for. And Mike Glennon. Daniel Jones isn't playing today, folks.
Yes, that's a big out.
So Mike Glennon, I don't think he's going to be hitting up anybody, let alone Evan Ingram. Who was the other one?
I forget who I said.
Seals Jones.
Seal Jones, yeah.
I really like the under. I think points are going to be at a premium in the Dallas and Washington game.
Yeah.
So you're really relying on a touchdown from a guy like Ricky Seals Jones, and I don't think the opportunity.
I wouldn't lean that way. Yeah.
I don't think the opportunity's there. Then you got Komet. So Komet.
All right. So my last hard decision here: Joe Mixon or Javonte Williams.
You can't play both of them.
I can't play both of them. I would have to take out Gibson. I'm not taking out Gibson.
He's not expected to play T.J. Hawkinson.
All right.
I mean, you can. Javonte Williams looks good. Is Mixon? He's healthy.
He's questionable, but they're saying he's a go. They're playing San Fran.
Mixon's just been so good.
Is Melvin Gordon a go for
I don't
Denver?
think so.
Or is he out again? Because if he's out, then I'll probably go Williams.
I love the way that Javonte Williams plays football.
I think he's going to be a great back. That was a huge debate in the beginning of the years. I tried trading him, and they told me he didn't have any value as a keeper, which is just a joke. If you're listening to it, Draffle, joke.
You watched him at UNC too. I wanted the Eagles to pick him.
Yeah.
I think would we have the 6th pick in the 2nd round?
It would have been perfect. Yeah.
Great player. He never the first guy
never
doesn't
takes
take
him
down.
Yeah.
And did you see him? Because Melvin Gordon was out last week, and they asked him how many carries do you want with being the lead guy? He said 50. Sign me up. Let's go. How many carries you want? Give me 50. Give me half a hunch, coach. I'll get it done for you. Give me the ball. Keep it out of.
Devontae Swift is out again too.
Tony Pollard out. That's big.
Tony Pollard's out. Okay.
Not playing.
I'm starting Zeke then. In my other league, my non-money league.
I don't know. I can't find. Maybe the people out there can give us an update on Melvin Gordon. I don't know. His back injuries seem pretty significant.
That's what I heard too, but I didn't hear an update on in or out.
All
right.
But yeah, so you're set up.
I think I'm good. Yeah, that Joe Mixon or Javonte Williams was my only choice. I'm gonna stick Mixon, but
Joe Mixon has just been scoring touchdowns at a staggering rate. He's having a terrific season.
He's been a top 3 running back. Yeah.
And I knew he could do, but every year before this year, it's been Joe Mixon hamstring injury. Joe Mixon banged up his knee. Joe Mixon is getting in trouble. Joe Mixon. It's always been
he's put it together this year.
And the Bengals are a good team.
Bengals are a very good team. Yeah. They're one of those teams that are constructed with the rookie contract of the quarterback, build up completely around him, and are on the verge of being a very good team for the next 2 years. Yeah.
I have my daily lineup. I came prepared.
Okay.
This week I have my daily lineup. I'm skimping on quarterback. I'm picking Joe Burrow. Love him for daily.
Okay.
I know it's a little bit of a risk with the hand.
With the injury, right.
I think that's why he's $6,000, which is cheap for a quarterback. Then you pair him up with Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is a big day. He had a couple big drops last week against the Chargers when they were trying to get back.
He's had a couple bad weeks. Last couple of weeks.
I think he's a tremendous player, and I think he bounces back today. So we'll grab him. Grab him at 6,900, which is a good price as well. Running backs, I like Nick Chubb a lot. I mean, I don't really think I have to explain that.
No, that's a simple one. Yeah.
And the Ravens aren't that great.
Is Hunt back for them?
Yes.
Okay.
So
takes a little bit of touchdowns away from him.
But he's still going to get the lion's share of the work.
I agree. Yeah.
And the Ravens are just not.
They're not
great.
The same. Yeah, they're not the same.
By the way, I love the call to go for it on the road like that.
The 2 points?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I loved it. It's a shame that and the scheme and the play call was spectacular.
It was there. The play was there. Yeah, he just missed them.
Lamar Jackson had to just underhand the ball to Mark Andrews, and he throws it, 3 yards wide, and it's incomplete. I love the call.
It wasn't that wide. It was 6 inches.
Just put it in his stomach, man. Yeah. Just put it in his stomach. He walks in, you win the football game.
Yeah, I think.
But I love the call to go for it. Love it. A lot of people are critical of it. They should have just kicked it. And
I was a little
overtime.
critical of it. I don't think they should.
Well, of course, everyone's going to be critical of it because it didn't work.
Right.
But like I said, you got to have. If I'm a coach, I'm going for 2 there.
Okay.
maybe at home. Even at home, it doesn't really matter. I love going for it there.
All right.
Leonard Fournette has just been on fire.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
So I'm going to grab him. He's 7,400 on daily. Elijah Moore, he went on IR for the Jets, so I'm going to grab up Jamison Crowder, 4,700 value play.
That's a good play.
I saw something in Zach Wilson in the first half against the Eagles. I saw him with some zip on the ball. He made some good decisions.
He's got huge arm talent. Yeah.
Maybe I was wrong about Zach Wilson. Maybe the Jets can have a guy there, and maybe he can make some throws against the Saints today to Jamison Crowder.
He's the complete opposite of what we're talking about with Hurts. He has all the talent in the world. He just needs to get the intangibles together.
DK Metcalf's only $6,500 on DraftKings.
I just don't think that they're going to be throwing the ball a lot today.
Who are they going to run it with?
I don't care. They play Houston. It should be.
I mean, a talent like DK Metcalf for $6,500, I'm all over that.
Yeah, I hear you. I just don't think he's going to get a lot of.
I spent up on some guys, so I got Jared Cook as my tight ends, only $3,200.
Good
Incredible value.
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson, doubtful. Not expected to play.
Right.
I'm going to go with the guy who caught the game-winning touchdown pass. The best name in the NFL for my play. Amon-Ra St. Brown. How can you be bad with that name? Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's 5,000, and then I have Washington's defense. Okay. I think that's going to be an NFC East slugfest down there in Landover.
There's a guy who I do really like today for Houston. I don't think I'm going to butcher his name a little bit in the beginning here. Bevel Jordan? Is that
the tight
end?
Yeah.
Yeah. All over him. Love him today.
Maybe pick him up for your...
Oh, I could.
Yeah, roll the dice.
Okay.
How bad do you need the game?
All right. I don't. I'm in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Yeah, throw it around a little.
All right. There he is in the line.
I like
Bevel Jordan.
I like
Let's
it.
go.
You step up. You get in. You get on in there. Any fantasy advice you need, drop them in the comments. We'll get to you. You want to build our parlay?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let me get into there. I haven't even looked at because the Eagles bye week. I kind of don't do any preparation. I don't do any looking into the future, so I don't even know who's playing who this week.
I'm gonna build because I don't like the NFL slate. There's 3. I have 6 games that I like in the NFL. I like 2 over-unders a lot.
Okay.
And I have 4 college basketball games that I like.
You're big into college basketball. Like I say, you were messaging me yesterday. You're big into college basketball. Big. Okay.
I watched we were doing the prelim with double screen with my buddy at his apartment, the Arizona-Illinois game.
Great
prelims.
Game. Great
Arizona
game.
is really good.
Yeah. Bama game last night, too.
I didn't see that one. We were doing the main card.
All kinds of controversy at the end of that game.
Was it? I didn't even see highlights.
I thought the one kid was going to go after the referee.
I had Bama minus 1.5, so I lost that one. But, I hit big on UCLA. They're stacked.
Yeah, they're
UCLA,
a good team.
And Arizona caked up for me big. Benedict Mathurin. What a name.
For
Arizona, number 0.
Yeah.
Silky smooth, pushes pace. I love college basketball teams that are guard heavy, which Arizona is.
Yeah.
Deep, which Arizona is. Pushes pace, which Arizona does, and applies pressure.
Right.
Pressing and high octane defense, which Zona does. So they check all my boxes. Are they going to win it? No, but I do have a bet on them to go to the Final Four.
Okay.
But yeah, so how many have to be in the parlay? 12?
I usually do a 12er. You want to get into it?
Yeah.
All right, we got Vegas going to KC minus 9.5.
Play of the day.
I know you're all
play of the day. I'm all over Vegas. Listen, guys.
I'm all over KC.
Look, the Chiefs, they've covered their last 3.
Right.
But their troubles covering the spread and since they've been favored by a bunch with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have been well documented. This is the division game. I'm getting 9.5 points.
Right.
You look at who the Chiefs play on a short week.
Yeah.
In Thursday Night Football. They're going on the road to Los Angeles.
No, they're home. Oh, you're talking about last week. I'm sorry.
No. They're home today.
Right.
They're in Arrowhead today. But they're going on the road on Thursday Night Football to take on the Chargers, who beat them in Arrowhead earlier in the week.
Okay.
Okay. So are the Raiders going to win? I don't know. I've seen crazier things happen. I'm taking the 9.5. I'm not doing money line or anything crazy like that. I think this game goes under.
Really?
That's one of my unders as well.
It's only 48. I feel like that's low.
I think it's like a 20-17 game because the Chiefs, they didn't go over last week with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I think the Chiefs are peaking a little bit.
So do I.
And I'll take 9.5 in a division game in December all day long. And I love this under. So I'm all over this game.
Saints going to the Jets. Saints -4.5.
I think the Saints stink.
I actually like the Jets points
the
here.
Jets,
yeah.
The Jets stink too, but like,
give me the 4.5. I'm with that. Baltimore going to Cleveland. I think this is going to be a very interesting game. I actually have taken the Cleveland defense just because I think Lamar is really hitting a roadblock right now. So I'm all over Cleveland in this. -3 is where you
we'll
at?
go with it.
Okay.
I don't know. I want Baker to be good so bad. Like I just like I love his swag, but he's just not that great.
No, he's not.
And maybe off a bye week they can run the ball a little bit because like this is not a vintage physical mean Baltimore team.
Right.
They don't have many good receivers. I keep waiting for Bateman to kind of grab hold of that receiver room, but like he's only a rookie and he's missed time.
He's going to be there. Though.
All their running backs tore their ACL in camp.
All done.
So it's like Lamar and Marquise Brown has been colossal disappointment if you ask me.
He's a speed guy. Just let him run straight. That's all he can do.
You have a great tight end in Mark Andrews, but like, is that enough for Lamar to like succeed? Like, I don't know. No. Like, I don't believe in Baltimore at all.
Neither do I. That's why I got Cleveland.
I don't believe in Cleveland either. So,
all right. So this line just changed. Jacksonville going to Tennessee. It was just a second ago at 9. Just came down to 8.5. Tennessee giving 8.5.
Tennessee, I can't.
All right, Tennessee.
I can't risk money on the Jaguars. They stink.
Seattle going to Houston. Seattle -9. I just said
that's a play.
I'm all Seattle.
Yeah. I like Houston there.
You like Houston?
Yeah, I do.
All right,
look, is Seattle good enough to be? What's the line?
9.
So Seattle
-9,
3 and whatever.
Yeah,
is favored by 9 points on the road.
And I'm all for it.
No,
I mean,
look.
But we'll take Houston. We got Houston. I'm not opposed to it. Atlanta going to Carolina. Carolina -2.5.
I like Carolina here.
Okay.
You know, I saw what happened because they fired their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, the Panthers.
Yeah.
And I saw how the Giants got a win, even though their offense still looked stinky, after the coach got fired against the Eagles.
Yeah.
When they fired Garrett, they came out and they beat the Eagles. So I'm going to take the Panthers here.
I like the Panthers. I like Chuba Hubbard.
He's good.
Christian McCaffrey's the best running back in the league, possibly.
There's pieces there in Carolina. I really think that there's pieces there.
Chuba Hubbard's a heck of a player.
Especially if they can re-sign Stephen Gilmore to a long-term deal.
Yeah.
Like, there's pieces. Like, they're going. J.C. Hornback, who you took 8th in the draft. I mean,
Moore's a heck of a wide receiver.
Robbie Anderson's a good player.
Yeah.
It's CMC. Maybe he'll finally decide to stay healthy next year. There's pieces there in Carolina. I love Matt Rule.
Here's the game for us this week. Dallas going to Washington. Dallas -6.
I love Dallas, and then they started barking their mouth.
I'm all
Mike
over
McCarthy
Washington.
and Jerry Jones barking their mouth. They brought their own benches.
Yeah, I saw that.
FedEx Field.
$30,000 or something.
They spent $30,000 to bring in benches with the Dallas star on them. They suck so bad. They suck. Dallas sucks. They're going to fold up, man.
They always do every year.
They're going to get hit in the mouth by Washington today. No Pollard is huge.
I think that's absolutely huge. No change back down guy. Yeah, huge.
Because Zeke's not healthy.
No.
/ maybe Zeke's not that great anymore. I don't know which one it is, but Zeke has been not great this year.
Yeah.
At all. So now you're relying on Dak to throw the ball
50 times.
Which I don't think – I like Dak. I think he's good, but I don't think that's the best recipe to win football games with Dak Prescott.
He's going to get beat up a little bit today, too. I think he's going to be put down on the turf a couple times.
And Washington is playing really
Yes,
good
they
football.
are.
You go out to Vegas on a short week last week. That really impressed me. That showed that Washington
good
has
team.
substance.
Yeah.
Now you're getting 6.5 at home.
I'm all over the money line. But I'm going to take – it's only 6. It came down to 6, but I'm going to take the 6. Yeah. All right, going to the 4 o'clock games. We got the G-Men going out west to L.A. Chargers -9. I think
I'll
that should
lay
be -40. Like
I would lay – yeah, I would just –
it's going to be a
can't bet
blowout,
money
I
on the
think.
Giants.
Yeah.
Mike Glennon.
Here's the biggest spread of the day. Detroit going to Denver -12.5. Why I feel like that's really high though.
Like it's like Denver, are they good enough to be favored by
That's
12
that's where
against
I'm
anybody?
at.
No.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff, I know he's the butt of a lot of jokes because he was the first pick and he finally won a game without Sean McVay as his coach. But last 2 weeks, I think his QBR is right around
good.
90.
Yeah.
So he's playing better.
Losing TJ Hawkinson, I think, is going to affect them a little bit. But I'll take the 12.5.
It's a lot of points.
Yeah.
And like it's interesting because like, are they going to be jazzed up, ready to go because they won?
Did they party a little too much this week,
or are they like, oh, thank God we won one that they're just like not going to? We got one, like let's pack it
a little
in
bit more relaxed. Yeah, we'll see. Buffalo going to Tampa. This is going to be a great game. Tampa -3.5.
I like Tampa. I know Scott Van Pelt on his pick segment, he likes Buffalo. A bunch of people have told me they like Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo is that good. The only thing that intrigues me about Buffalo is they were embarrassed.
Right.
Like you lost a football game at home when the New England Patriots threw the ball. What was it? 3 times?
3 times.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. I hate the half a point in this game, though. I do see it being a 24-21, 27-24 type of game. So I do hate that half a point, but I'll take Tampa.
And like Tom Brady, it's unbelievable. If he plays good again today against a quality opponent in Buffalo, like it pretty much wraps up the MVP for him.
Oh yeah.
At 40, what's he? 44 years old.
It's crazy.
He's gonna win MVP of the league. He's like a overwhelming favorite to be the MVP at 44 years old. He's got Godwin. He's got Mike Evans. He's got Fournette. He's got Gronk.
He's got everyone.
Great. Cameron Brady.
OJ Howard's like their 3rd tight end. He'd be a starter.
How many teams do you think? How many teams do you think Cameron Brate and OJ Howard would start for?
Over 70% of the teams.
And then they got idiot-headed fake vaccine card Antonio Brown laying in the weeds.
Scotty Miller, right?
Scotty Miller, Ty Johnson.
He can't even see the field.
Ty Johnson would start on the Eagles.
Right.
Easily.
All right. Last 4 o'clock game, you got San Fran going to Cincy.
What's the spread?
2.5.
In favor of
San Fran.
That's super. I love the Bengals. Love the Bengals.
For
like the Bengals to be a home dog to a team that just lost to the Seattle Seahawks is disrespectful. I'm hammering the Bengals today.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with them that much. I do like it.
Jimmy G on the road against a defense that maybe doesn't have the big names, but they're playing well.
Yeah.
I think their offensive line can. I know San Francisco is strong in the trenches. That's why they're a good football team year in and year out.
Kittle looks real good.
Kittle
real
looks
healthy.
Good. But I don't know. Jimmy G on the road?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm out.
All right. The night game tonight, Chicago going to Green Bay. Green Bay -11.5.
Look at Aaron Rodgers' statistics against the Chicago Bears over his career. They're unbelievable.
Right.
Look at his win-loss record.
He just said it this year, right? I own you.
He done it, and it's 1,000% true. He's got a great win-loss record. He always puts up great numbers.
I'm all over.
I can't.
I think they win by 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
I can't create a narrative for the people that I can't give anything like, maybe the Bears can win if this, and this happens.
No way.
I can't do it. And that's in Lambeau, obviously.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cool. Justin Fields, rookie quarterback, night game, Lambeau?
No.
Thank you. Green Bay, thank you.
All right, so that's our 12. So there's actually 13 games on the slate this week.
I really like Arizona tomorrow.
But then you got Arizona or LA going to Arizona.
21-gun salute. Rams won 37-7.
Yeah.
That's more than 21 points. They're going to Arizona this week. I'll fade the Rams hard.
I'm all over. I'm going to leave that game. I'm all over the Rams.
And I like the under a lot tomorrow night.
I'm completely opposite. I got the Rams in the over. 51? You don't think that goes over?
No.
No? Okay.
No. And I really like the under in the Dallas-Washington game.
You said that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an NFC slugfest.
Okay.
And I like the under a lot in the Vegas-KC game.
All right. Well, we got our 12. We have plus 234,600. So put the dollar on that. 23.47.
So $2,347 win on a $1 bet.
On a $1 bet. Let's
Awesome.
go. Easy money.
John, can this Ben Simmons saga?
Oh boy, we're gonna get into it.
Can this just be over, please?
It's
exhausting. Big win last night by the Sixers.
Big win.
You beat the Warriors. You keep Steph.
Win.
I thought Steph was going to make 1,000,000 threes and break the record, and they were going to
do it against his brother. That's what I thought.
With his brother, and Doc is in that family too. So his daughter married Seth.
Yeah.
So he's there, and I'm sure his daughter was there. I thought it was just going to be a Steph fest, and he was going to make 1,000,000 threes. But to their credit, the Sixers stepped up.
Yeah.
And won a basketball game at home.
Couple games in a row now. Big wins. But the Ben Simmons stuff.
They lost at Utah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. The Ben Simmons thing, there's all kinds of rumors. I heard another rumor today. The New York Knicks are getting Dame.
Dame Lillard. The Blazers said they're not trading Dame.
Right.
Dame doesn't want to. See, because Dame is being stubborn. Because Dame wants to build a super team around him in Portland. And no one is going to subscribe to building a super team
in Portland. No one wants to go to Portland.
So if you're sick of losing, Dame, if you're sick of not being bad at defense and being 30th in the defense and losing in the first round, and you don't want to trade,
Yeah.
If you want to get out and do something, you're not doing it in Portland.
No, he's going. I think he's got another couple of years, maybe that he can stay there.
He's 31, John.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. 33. I think he'll be on that championship hunt. Right now, I think he does want to stick it out because he is a loyal guy. But at some point, you're going to want to leave a legacy, and ultimately, the best legacy you can leave is rings. So he's going to try. At the end of his career, he's going to have to try to chase.
But then, you got all these rumors that a trade is heating up, and we're going to get a top 25 player.
No way,
for Ben. I don't buy it at all.
I heard one earlier in the week, Luka. Are we really seriously thinking we're getting Luka Doncic? Can we? What is going on?
I don't even think Ben. I don't think you would even get Porzingis straight
up.
No, now.
I don't think you're getting a top 25 player. Who is giving up a top 25 player for Ben Simmons right now?
It only takes one.
I hear
there's
you.
A lot of
and it's not that he doesn't have the talent to command that. I think he does. It's just everyone knows the situation the Sixers are in. They're going to hold us over the fire. There's no team is going to give up a top 25 guy when they know we have the coals on our feet.
Right, and that's why I'm so frustrated with Daryl Morey.
Right.
Because you've hashed this out in public so much so that you're not going to get anything.
No, everyone and their mother knows.
And now Morey is just well, I'm not trading him now for pennies on the dollar, which is smart, but you shouldn't even let it get to this point.
Right.
Trade him at the draft, read the room, realize who you're dealing with, a spoiled brat in Ben Simmons and an agent who thinks he runs the league in Rich Paul, which – agents have way too much to do with the NBA, which is ridiculous. But that's the way it works. So you should have read the room, seen who you were dealing with, and just got him out of town.
Well, we're stuck in it now. And I posted on Tom's comment that he's done with Ben, trade him for anything. I'm in the same spot where it's just Why don't we try the opposite approach right now? Why don't we beg for this guy to come back? Why don't we say, hey, come back?
Because it would make me. I said it on the Flight Zone on Monday. Like I'm like this team. The best thing for the Sixers is for Ben Simmons to come back and play well.
So why can't we get behind that? Why can't
I'm
as a fan
it.
base in general, not you and me,
Yeah.
I think you and me are, but in general, our fan base, get behind it and just start rallying around it and saying, hey, this makes us better. Let's do it.
And like all I want to do is
let's put our personal feelings behind and let's make Ben feel welcome again.
And all I want to do is win basketball games.
That's it. That's all I care about.
If I don't like you, like that's fine. I hate Ben. It makes me sick that I'm advocating for him to come back.
Right.
And I think anyone, but like I also recognize that you're not getting a good deal for him.
And you're not going to win with the team that we have now.
He's a star player. He's not a superstar, but he's a star player.
Yes, he is.
He has a skill set in this league. He has attributes that are the best in the NBA.
Yes, he is.
He's the best passer in the NBA, and he's the best at push and pace in the NBA.
He's the best big man ball handler, too.
He's 6'10", and he can guard anybody, and he can handle the ball.
Yes, he can.
He has a skill set. So, like, what's best for the Sixers is for this guy to come back and play.
Yes, it is.
It is. That's your only chance of going to the Eastern Conference Finals this year.
And the only chance of that happening, honestly, as stupid as this sounds, and as babyish as this sounds, is this fan base needs to accept him. He needs to come back here and feel like he's not going to be pressured, booed, hated for whatever reason. This guy is coddled that way and is a baby to all those outside interferences. He just can't block them out for whatever reason. So why can't we just get behind it and say, okay, this is what needs to be done to get him here? Let's do it. Let's just do it. Don't boo him. Stop bashing him.
But like,
let's get him back.
The initial when he first plays, let's say he plays like the first home game, he's going to catch some heat. No doubt about it.
But why? Why can't we be happy?
There's so much venom around the situation.
I hear you. I get it. I get it.
But John, if he plays good, that venom is going to fade away rather quickly.
I probably
definitely.
But what's the chances of? Look, we know what he is, right? We know how sensitive of a guy he is. We know how he takes if anyone says anything negative about him. All right.
But John, if he has a long layoff like this and he's being a baby, a spoiled little brat, and comes back and plays bad, he's going to catch heat, deservingly so.
Yeah. Then I'm on board, right? But when he first comes back, when he gets first announced into that starting lineup, he should be cheered and admired for coming back.
If I'm the Sixers PR team, we're introducing, here's your Philadelphia 76ers starting lineup.
And just putting them all together, not doing individual?
Right.
That's an option. Yeah, I mean,
that's probably one of my best ideas I've maybe ever had.
That
right here.
That could be a big thing.
Because that's how. Remember the Patriots when they played the Rams in the
Super
Bowl?
They all came out together. Yeah.
Here's your 2001 New England Patriots AFC Championship. That's what you should do if Ben plays.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. That would eliminate the chances of booing them.
And there'll be some spattering. No doubt about it.
When he first touches the ball, things like that.
Everyone's there to see the Sixers, and everybody wants to see the Sixers do good. So if you just had Matty Cord, go cut it. Here your starting lineup for your Philadelphia 76ers, and they all come out and they do a little dance on the logo
the same
or
thing that they always do. Yeah,
and that's that. And then Ben.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay.
And it sucks that we have to do these kinds of things and think outside the box to appease this guy, but you need him to be a good basketball team.
That's where I'm at, right? That statement right there is at this point, I just want a good team because I see us wasting a top 3 player in this NBA.
Yeah, you're wasting.
We're just wasting him. He doesn't have many years, guys. The guy hits the deck 20 times a game.
Yep.
All right. He's got 3-4 years of quality left in him. And then it's going to go downhill, and it's going to go downhill fast for Joe. All right. Let's get Ben back.
No, I think one more major injury for Joe.
It could be in trouble.
You're cutting into his shelf life even more than you already are.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have Daryl Morey, who's just squandering Embiid by playing these games. And Ben's not innocent in all this.
No. Again, he's not. He's not at all.
Here, your boy. You got Brock and Henry.
Yeah.
And they're how old?
13 and 14.
Okay, so if let's say you give your kids, your 13 and 14-year-old kid,
right,
the keys to your car,
right,
and they go out joyriding, and they crash into stuff, they hurt people, they destroy property,
right.
Who's responsible in that? Are the kids responsible? You bet
Parents,
you.
Yeah,
you bet
yeah.
you. But
that falls down on me.
Right. You're their father.
Right.
You said, "Here's my car, no license, underage.
Right.
Go drive around," and something bad happened. You're in more trouble than the kids.
I agree. Yeah.
Daryl Morey's. My point is to bring it full circle. Daryl Morey's the adult.
You're right.
Ben Simmons
does
is a spoiled little brat child.
Yeah.
So the fact that Ben's still here and the whole league has you over the coals is 1,000% on Daryl Morey at this point.
Yes.
The long, drawn-out saga part of this thing is all on Daryl Morey. The initial softness and the initial childness, the childish behavior of Ben Simmons can't be ignored.
Right.
But, he's a 5-year-old in a candy store that's not getting his way, and he's pounding his head on the floor and throwing a temper tantrum.
And I feel like he was justified as anyone would be. Listen, you, me, anyone, all right? If your coach and your star player came out and bashed you, yeah, you're damn right I'm going to come back and say, I don't like you. I don't want to play with you. I don't want to be with you either. You don't want me. You don't think I can win with you? I don't want to be here with you either.
You can't just take your ball and go home, John.
I agree with.
Look, can you have a discussion?
But this is a new day and age of where players feel like they can control everything that happens. A contract doesn't mean what a contract meant 10 years ago. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Because he knows, okay, I'm going to get fined for my $40 million this year. I'm going to lose it. But in 3 or 4 years when my contract's up, I'm going to get a $300 extension, $300 million extension, and I'm going to be fine. This $40 million is really a drop in the bucket for these guys.
See, I love like $3 million. $3 million, $3 million.
$40 million means nothing to him. He knows he has 2 other huge contracts behind him. Right? He does. He has 2 other huge contracts behind him. One for $300 million and probably another one for $150. So he's looking at $250 million still waiting on the table in his career.
He's not going to get anywhere near that $250 million if he doesn't get somewhere and play.
He will at some point.
Daryl Morey is not trading.
You think this is going to last for 4 years?
No.
Okay, then we're done. Then he'll play somewhere.
I just want to win. I just want to see them win. I just want to see. I just want to win. I just want to win freaking basketball games.
I'm with you.
And it's got to be Ajita.
Yeah.
It's got to be Ajita this and Ben that, and Tobias isn't worth his contract this, and then Matisse
isn't developing. Yeah.
He developed.
Seth can't guard anyone.
Matisse played great last night.
Yes, he did. Locked down Curry.
I'm a big Matisse. There's a player in there.
I hope
keep saying it until it happens. Or
I think he's going. If there is a Ben trade, I think he's going to be the piece that goes with him.
I mean, look, it depends what
It depends on what you get back. Yeah.
Am I trading Ben Simmons and Thibault for Bradley Beal? Like, duh.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah.
So no one's untouchable.
Right.
And I like Maxey, but he's not untouchable either.
No.
So.
We got 1 minute.
Did you see the jabron that lost $318,000 on the Amanda Nunes fight?
No.
So we do the pay-per-view and they do the big bet alert. Have you seen it before?
I didn't see that.
Yeah. He bet $318,000 on Amanda Nunes to win like $33,000.
What an idiot.
See ya.
Why would you not do the complete opposite like I did?
Yeah, bet $30,000 on the
just
dog.
bet $300.
Clearly the guy is either
he's got it, I guess.
He's clearly rich and bored.
Right.
Which you can just hit me up. I'll show you how to spend that money. It's real easy. Or this guy's got some serious gambling issues.
Yeah, I don't. that bet never makes any sense to me. Why you bet on a huge favorite like that? Who realistically, if you look at all the like I was saying earlier, the new family has been the champion forever. At some point, you're going to get knocked off, right? A champion doesn't last forever. And Pena does have a skill set to be able to do it.
Oh, she whacked her around in the face, like
Right.
Whacked her in the face.
And she does have a very good submission game, which she ended up pulling off.
Is that how it ended? The submission?
Choke, right? Choked her out.
Right. Yeah, she
Yeah.
tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It looked like a weak stop at first, but then you looked at the
no,
video,
it was tight.
Like,
yeah, it was tight.
she tapped out.
Yeah. So anyway,
all right, games are about to start.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone who listened, liked, subscribed, commented on the show. We'll be back at it next week down here, Ocean City Boardwalk. We'll have a game. Washington football team, Eagles going on the road.
Big
we'll be
game.
right here on the boardwalk between 10th and 11th Street, right here at All Campus to break it all down. He's John Coyle. I'm Rob Brinkman. Peace out, everybody.
Later, guys.